Hello everybody and welcome back to another Weather Guy video. Today we're going to be talking about Winter Storm Ulmer. It is basically a hurricane in the winter with all the wind gusts with this storm. It is the blizzard of the year for the Midwest, Scott being the nor'easter of the year or the blizzard of the year for the Northeast. But this is a real blizzard, not this potential blizzard. We've already seen wind gusts over 75 miles an hour, which is Cat 1 hurricane. So here is the NAM from Tuesday. So this is going to show us the entering of this storm. So this came through in Baja California, picked up a bunch of moisture from the Pacific, moved up into the Rockies, dumping snow in Colorado. Then it moved up, and now this is what we're going to see now. Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, it just draws in all this Gulf moisture. And right now we're seeing, we just passed this state right here, lines of thunderstorms in the south. But the main part of this is the north. We're seeing heavy snow and heavy wind. And as this moves through, we'll see it kind of weaken, but right now it's in its strongest state. Now here's the most recent model. The storms are moving through Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas. Then you have this part up here. Am I in? Yeah. So as we move through today, you can see that this is wrapping around like an eye of a hurricane. I'm going to be using this hurricane comparison so much. Then you can see very strong storms in the outer bands. Then on the back end is really your strongest part. And let's even go back to the last model run. You can see that most of this cold air is way far back in the west. So areas like Omaha, Kansas City, Minneapolis, International Falls, which is usually like the coldest place in the United States, is going to start off as rain. If you're on the back end of this low pressure, that's where you're going to see the blizzard conditions. That's where you're going to see basically everything with this storm. Then as everything moves off, you can see basically no more snow, and everything else is rain. There's a lot of thunderstorm activity, developing a line going into the Northeast. That's kind of iffy right now. I know I say that a lot about the Northeast, but this is Friday, Saturday, and it's showing everything disappearing, just dissipating. But we could see some intense thunderstorms in the Northeast, especially as you get closer to the low pressure in like Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. And we did see right now some snow in the area of Maine. Let's go back to the most recent model. You can see just a light band like out in front of the storm. But everything's on the back end, including the wind. And we saw, I think Denver, Colorado saw 75 to 90 mile an hour gusts. But as we click along here, you can see these yellows here. That's where you're going to be seeing your blizzard conditions. Nebraska, South Dakota, maybe even in North Dakota. And then it kind of dissipates. It's at its strongest state right now. We saw gusts up into here, but sustained winds are still in this area. We've seen between 20 and 50 mile an hour winds sustained. I think the most we've seen is like 40 to 45. As you move across, you're just going to see sustained winds 30 to 40. And you move up into Canada. So that is basically it. Let's take a little look at the temperatures, because I mean, with this storm, you can really see that it just pulls all this moisture up from the Gulf into warm air. That's where you're going to get your thunderstorms, and all the cold air from Canada just comes diving on in and moves with this low pressure. Now, good news for the East Coast if you do not like snow. If you like snow, then you're out of luck. I think Scott was the only really, I think Ashley and let's go back to photos here, and let me find, I don't have it on here, but our storm in November and our storm in March were our most significant storms of the year. But at my measuring, about a half foot and 10 inches of snow. So a very light year for snow in the Northeast in New England. A lot of rain. But I do want to show you guys the GFS for MSLP. Actually, let's get the frozen. So after this storm, we're going to see something develop in the Gulf of Mexico that I'm thinking has tropical storm potential. It comes up through Florida, pretty unorganized. Then it just kind of wraps around over here. And kind of really, if we go into the North Atlantic, it kind of really just really strengthens. And you can see in the wind that this thing's going to carry a lot of wind with it, especially as it intensifies. We can get, it's tightly wrapped on the back end. It could have some tropical storm potential, which we usually see our first tropical storm in April on intense years. So maybe we can see an intense year for hurricanes. Last year you had Michael. That's really it. That's the top story. Maybe we're gonna get a 2017 type hurricane season this year. But that's what I'm watching right now. Obviously Winter Storm Ulmer, the blizzard right now, and this possible tropical cyclone in the Atlantic. That's it. I think we haven't been recording for that long, so you know what? Let's do this. I'll give you the next couple weeks or so. Wait, nope. I just clicked the same thing. There we go. So Ulmer moves through. Then you get a lot of rain. Then you get your possible tropical cyclone. Something coming down from the north. That might bring some showers. Not a named winter storm. Then you have something come in from the west. That just is a clipper, mostly in Canada. Then you get this western storm. This might be named. That might be our V storm. And that's it. Then here you have Ulmer. Then you have our possible tropical cyclone. Then something comes on into the west. That's that. Now the FV3 GFS is predicting a weaker Ulmer to move in. That might be named if it actually happens. Then a nice little clipper to end us off on that. Then lastly, the Canadian. I don't think it shows anything other than Ulmer at the moment. Ulmer and our possible cyclone. That's really it. It does have it hitting the northeast. This has that taking a little bit more of an inland track. So you could see some rain in the northeast. Some intense rain as well. If you look at that, it's predicting at that point, most of the rain to be from that. So you take New York, you get less than a half an inch to 2 inches. So 1.5 inches of rain in about, what is that, day and a half? So definitely some stuff to watch for in the future. Let's go to this one and then there. Definitely some stuff to watch for. Make sure to comment in the comment section down below, what should I do for spring? Spring, I usually dip in views, and I would like to get some input from you guys, the fans, on what I should do to cover spring storms. I tried last year, like the Weather Wednesdays and stuff. That didn't get much views. And I also tried, like, the regional forecast. That didn't get much views either. So I'm thinking maybe covering just regular storms for, like, severe threat. Or I could do maybe like a weekly video, maybe like on Sunday for everyone, like the continental U.S. dive into what's going to happen and maybe do specific videos on possible like tornado threats. Just comment in the comment section down below. I'm also probably going to put up a poll on Instagram, or like I'm going to ask you a question and then I'll take your answers, because that's some information that I'd really like to know. But with that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you like this video. And comment in the comment section down below. I really like reading your comments. They're really enjoyable to read. So with that, also make sure to go follow me on Instagram so you don't miss that poll. And with that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.